We're here on the Instagram, and we are here on Facebook. Welcome, tribe. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you guys are safe amidst everything that's been going on. Rest in peace to all the people who have passed away this week. We want to send our prayers to our Louisiana and Texas family who are experiencing the residuals from the hurricanes that just happened earlier this week, over the weekend, the rains, the floods, especially in South Louisiana, some parts of Texas. I'm thankful it didn't hit as hard as it was supposed to. I hope you guys are ready for today because welcome to September. It is September 1st. It's the first of the month, y'all, okay? I hope y'all are staying hydrated. I'm hydrated today, very natural, no makeup, just glistening in the nice coconut oil. Smells so good. Coconut oil is so good for my skin, so I'm using it, taking a little break from it, and we have a Fumi unit on. We actually just revamped these curls. Be on the lookout for that video, but welcome to September. Welcome to September. What else happened? Just yesterday, Brandy and Monica had their verses live, which was amazing. I mean, at this point, it's congratulatory, celebratory. There is no competition. Both wonderful singers. I mean, the rips and the runs were all over the place in a good way yesterday. Of course, you know, Brandy is praised for her tonality, her sounds, and of course her rips, her runs, her range, because she is a lower tone singer. And then on the other side, of course, Monica's got the rips and the runs, but Monica has a big voice as well, and she's had that big voice. As we saw, she was singing since the age of 2. Okay. That was funny. I think like some of her, Miss Thing album she recorded at 11, I think she said. So it was kind of like, wow, that big voice is coming out of something so tiny, so young. So that was, you know, really something awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I super enjoyed it. It was bringing me back to my childhood. Then Brandy had that Moesha journal. Hey, what's up, Govin? Where are you from? Where are you from? Thank you for joining. Well, today is Alopecia Awareness Day. Well, actually, the whole month of September is Alopecia Awareness. And I thought this was important because alopecia deals with hair loss. And so many women wear wigs and weaves, hair extensions, because they do suffer from hair loss. Sometimes this hair loss may come from alopecia, and sometimes it may come from cancer treatments, or maybe some other type of skin irritation and or skin disease. So I thought it was important to let women know that Hair by Akoni acknowledges and recognizes this type of issue within the hair community. And also particularly for Black women, I want them to know that even if you have these textures and alopecia and you want to find hair textures that match you, you can find them. We can provide them. So kinky, curly, kinky, coily, those afro curly textures. Hey, Jay Spade, what's up? We have those available. So in my search, I went to American Cancer Society's website, and I was looking up wigs and weaves, hair extensions for Black women, and I wasn't really finding, hey, bestie, hey, Habibi, I wasn't really finding textures for Black women. So I just definitely want to put the word out there that we provide, and we're standing there with you, so in support. So today is all about learning about alopecia, what it is, what are the types of alopecia, the causes of alopecia, and the signs and symptoms. And then we also have a surprise for you guys at the end. Stick with us. or watch the replay and you'll see what this is. Thank you, boo. So today is about alopecia. My bestie is in the house. My bestie has her master's in health education, and you probably can chime in with some information or tips whenever you can. No pressure, but today we are dealing with alopecia. So if you know anything about this, let us know. Yes, alopecia awareness. So first of all, September is the nationally recognized month for alopecia awareness in the United States. And what is alopecia? Okay, alopecia is hair loss or balding. It happens on any part of the body, and there are many types. Some types cause temporary hair loss, and your hair will grow back. And then some other hair loss is just permanent, and your hair won't grow back. But what I've been seeing these days is that, women aren't ashamed. Women and men. Some women and men are bald, and they are free. They're free with it. They don't hide under their wigs per se. I know that was a big thing that I saw when I was trying to do research and look up information and talk to different people. So I thought that was a beautiful celebration. What are the types and the causes of alopecia? So one type is alopecia areata. I think this one is the most common based on my research. It affects any part of the body, including the scalp. And it could be caused by the immune system attacking your hair follicles. So you could start with patchy hair losses, or even worse, just all of your hair coming out. And it says that many people recover from this condition within a year. But it can come back, and it could lead to severe hair loss. So I did a hashtag search on alopecia areata, and I saw a lot of people saying this is the type of hair loss that I have, and I'm doing what I can to combat it. But like the research says, it can be permanent. Your hair may not grow back. And so later we can talk about some of the treatments that you can look into if you have any type of alopecia and are looking for some types of treatment. Okay, so the next type is androgenic alopecia. Okay, it is also known as male or female pattern baldness, and it affects the scalp. It is a genetic condition that causes the hair follicles to get smaller and produce less hair over time. It usually starts at 20 to 40 years of age and is more common in men. I have a lot of male friends who are a little bit patchy, a little bit bald, and they'll usually say something like, this runs in my family. Or you can look at their parents, their dad, their uncle, maybe their moms, their aunts, and you can see the same type of baldness or patchiness starting to form. And I'm not sure if every type of female or male pattern baldness is androgenic alopecia, but after researching, it makes me think I probably have seen this more times than I realized, because I have a lot of friends who are balding and who do talk about it being genetic, and a lot of balding is genetic. A lot of alopecia can be genetic. Okay, the next common type is telogen effluvium. Telogen effluvium. It happens when the hair sheds more than usual and leads to hair thinning. It can be caused by many things, including certain medicines, injury, and physical or mental stress. It can also be caused by a change in hormones or poor nutrition. Now, this seems like it can be caused environmentally. Like it said, you can take certain medicines. Maybe you have side effects in terms of your hair shedding. And so in natural hair care, when we do talk about hair shedding, we know that your hair naturally and normally sheds. But what is not natural, what is not normal, is too much shedding. So sometimes shedding of your hair can really just be improper hair care. Maybe you are not brushing or combing your hair correctly. Maybe you are not taking care of your hair correctly, and it can shed that way. But then also we see it can be a form of alopecia. So injury, physical or mental stress. So I know some people have talked about having hair loss or hair thinning due to physical or mental stress. So this one seems a little bit more temporary depending on environmental causes. Again, medicine, injury, physical or mental stress. So, through these times that have been very difficult, we've had the pandemic, people have been losing their jobs, just generally being in quarantine, not being able to be out and about so freely, always having to wear your mask, that can cause heat stress. It's important to take some time to center and refocus and try to be at peace as much as possible, because stress can lead to hair loss. So the next type of alopecia is traumatic alopecia. Traumatic alopecia happens when chemicals, scarring, or tension on your scalp or hair follicles cause hair loss. Braids, chemically treated hair, and trichotillomania are some examples, okay? That was a long word. So braids, okay, this is very temporary, right? I know I've had my hair braided too tightly. I don't know about you guys in the natural or non-natural community who's gotten your hair braided before. When your eyes are like pulled up and you start to have scalp bumps and your scalp gets itchy and it hurts because your braids are too tight. What does your hair do? It's going to snap. It's going to pop off, or your follicles are now weakened. They've been stressed. Traumatic alopecia or chemically treated hair, getting relaxers, getting perms. Those are definitely not healthy for the hair. You have to be very careful when you get them. Hopefully they are being administered by a licensed professional, somebody who knows how to properly administer it to your hair. And, they have to go through the steps. They need to be protecting the scalp area with some type of balm, Vaseline, petroleum type of products. They also don't need to leave it on too long or it burns your scalp. It can seep through your pores. I mean, when I was a little girl, I didn't get relaxers, but I remember my friends getting relaxers. It wasn't until I was maybe about 17, 18 that I got my first relaxer and I started personally experiencing chemical burns. But I remember growing up and listening to those conversations about, oh, they left the perm on too long, my scalp was burning, and you can see burning of the skin on the scalp, and then of course when that happens your hair is burnt off, and that's very traumatic. It is very traumatic. So for this to be called traumatic alopecia, that's a very fitting name. And also remember other types of chemicals. Trichotillomania. Let's see what trichotillomania is. Trichotillomania. Trichotillomania also refers to hair pulling. Hair pulling. It's a mental disorder classified under obsessive compulsive and related disorders. But guess what? You don't have to compulsively pull your hair for that to happen. You can just have your hair in a style that's too tight. What hairstyles do we achieve because of fashion and because of what's in trend that aren't really healthy for us? The high slick buns, the high ponytails where you're pulling your hair up. And I remember when I was younger, I always did a high bun and a high ponytail. And guess what? My hair was breaking at the back because I was pulling it way too tightly. And a lot of times you're pulling it, you haven't even greased or oiled your scalp. There is no type of lubrication for your hair to be flexible. So you're just snap, crackling, and popping all your hair off, right? This is temporary. And it seems as though proper hair care can help stop a lot of your traumatic alopecia. Okay? Tinea capitis. Tinea capitis is an example of alopecia that is caused by infection. So alopecia can be caused by bacterial, viral, or fungal infections. So I'm not sure if this will include a ringworm. You know, I know a lot of kids can get that when they're growing up playing with other children in school environment or in sand. Or just like maybe skin warts, viral or fungal infections that happen on your skin that appear on your scalp. So let's remember to wash our hair. And if you do feel or see any of these things, I know sometimes fungi can smell. Maybe there might be a stench that you notice. See a doctor and see what type of medicines or topical treatments you should use to combat it. Okay, and then there's also alopecia mucinosa and alopecia neoplastica. And these are examples of alopecia caused by cancer. Caused by cancer, if you have to take any chemo as well, chemo can take your hair out. You know, that is a common effect of chemo and a common effect of cancer. You will see a lot of cancer patients with bald heads or with some type of hair thinning or hair loss. So those are the most common types and how they are caused. So do we have any questions so far? I'm learning just as you guys are learning as well. I'm glad you guys are still here, but remember, it is Alopecia Awareness Month, and I think it's important for us all to be more educated about it because it's more common than we think, and it could happen to any one of us. Again, it doesn't just have to be genetic. It can be environmental, stress, or it can be the way that you take care or don't take care of your hair. Too tight hairstyles, pulling of your hair, braiding, chemical reactions on your scalp, and also cancer. And we know Cancer Awareness Month, at least Breast Cancer Awareness Month, is coming up in the month of October. So we're going to roll into that as well because, of course, wigs have been a natural remedy for both men and women who experience hair loss due to cancer. Okay, so the next topic of discussion that we have are the signs and the symptoms. What are the signs and symptoms of some of these types of alopecia that we just named? Burning, tingling, or itchiness of the scalp. That seems pretty simple, right? Burning, tingling, and itching. Now, for me, I know when I have my hair braided too tightly, my scalp will tingle. It will itch. And sometimes, if I don't take care of my hair, I can have some edge loss. I'm not ashamed to say it. I mean, I'm here to help educate, and I've been there. So don't be ashamed. It's all about educating yourself and knowing the signs and symptoms and what you need to do. And to be honest with you, that's why my wigs are glueless, because I don't want to add any type of extra tension to my scalp, to my edges, such as the glue. I think the glues have become better and better when it comes to the evolution of hair and the application of hair, but it's still an extra layer that's not natural that you're adding to your scalp, and that can seep into your pores and possibly have some type of effect, some type of negative effect if you're not careful. And also, I do like to be able to be in touch with my scalp and my hair as much as possible. So I like to be able to take my wigs off every single day as I want to. And that's a little bit more difficult if you are using glues and other adhesives to attach your hair. The next sign or symptom is hair that easily breaks. Hair that easily breaks. Sometimes your hair can be very fine, and sometimes your hair it's just naturally thin. Now, this is a type of alopecia, and I know you have to be careful, right? Some people know that if their hair is naturally fine or thin, they shouldn't pull too much on their hair, or they can't manipulate their hair so much because it breaks so easily. So you have to be careful. As someone with naturally kinky, coily hair, my hair is always in curls, and sometimes those curls can be tangled easily and easy to break, which is different from alopecia, but I can understand low manipulation styles so that you do not break your hair or increase the percentage of hair breakage. So I know my mom has really fine hair. I don't know what her hair was like when she was younger before she had me, but her hair is finer. And so I wonder too if as I get older, if my hair will get fine, more fine. It's very thick right now, but I just wonder just genetically if that's something that could happen. So I'm just going to be paying more attention to my hair as I get older. But I'm natural for the rest of my life. I'm not going to get any type of chemical alterations to my hair. And that's what my wigs are for, to be honest with you. Braid styles, I can put in any color. I will damage that hair and put it on my head versus the other way around, right? Problems with fingernails or toenails, such as notching or pitting. Notching or pitting. I'm not exactly sure what notching is, so we're going to look it up. Notch. What does it mean by notching? Hello, Chim Royale. We're talking about alopecia awareness. What's up? Let's see, nail notching. If you have any questions about alopecia, please feel free. Nails can develop harmless conditions such as vertical ridges that run from the cuticle to the tip of the nail. Vertical ridges often become more prominent with age. Nails can also develop white lines or spots as a result of injury, but these grow out with the nail and do not cause problems. So, I think by appearance, it would look unhealthy. Your nail would have a lot of ridges, and it would have some white spots. So, that's what notching means. Scales or flakes from the areas of hair loss. Scales or flakes. Now, when I think about scales and flakes of the hair, I do think about psoriasis and eczema, but I know that those two don't necessarily mean that you have alopecia or mean that your hair will thin or you will have hair loss. So if you have any type of scales or flakes that are happening due to hair loss and you don't have any dandruff and you know it's not dandruff, which is just your hair and your skin cells being dry and dead and flaking up, then you probably want to go and talk to a dermatologist and see if there's anything that you should do about the scales and the flakes. If they are of alopecia, of the alopecia family. Swelling and redness of the scalp. Again, this is another sign and symptom that is an irritation caused by alopecia. Okay, so those are the signs and symptoms. And also, here's a surprise because we're about to end. I'm so glad you guys stayed to the end. I'm giving free natural hair consultations all this month. I want you guys to sign up and schedule with me. I can definitely guide you through your natural hair regimen. We can find one if you don't have one. And again, paying more attention to your hair can help you find out whether you have these signs and symptoms and recognize if there are any types of irritations with your scalp that need to be addressed so that you can promote healthy hair. It's all about healthiness. Hair comes in different lengths, different textures, different densities, different levels of thickness. So what is for you is for you, but it's all about the education, right? And being aware of your hair, how to have healthy hair, how to care for healthy hair. Hi, Clara the One. How are you? So if you guys want a natural hair consultation, it'll be free all this month. You can DM me, or you can go to our website, or you can email me. Just contact me either way from any of the social medias, and we can set up a free natural hair consultation. But for the rest of this month, I'm super excited because we are going to actually talk to some people with alopecia. We're going to talk to some businesses that have created some cool products for people with alopecia. And we're going to keep learning about alopecia. So remember, it's Alopecia Awareness Month. Do your own research. Look into your hair history, your hair family history, and make sure that you are not doing anything to cause any alopecia, right? It all starts with education. So check your hair process to make sure that you're keeping your hair safe. And I'm so glad you guys joined. Thank you so much. I totally appreciate it. And don't forget, you can schedule a free consultation. I want you guys to be safe, and we'll be talking about more alopecia this month, okay? So like, share, subscribe, join my channel. Okay, yes. Are you suffering from alopecia? If you are, hit me up in my DMs. I definitely want to talk to you. And go on our YouTube. This video will be up. Share it with your friends. Let's most definitely talk about this. We're in this together. It's Natural Hair Tuesdays. Much love from Hair by Akoni to you.